Awesome. Welcome back to the CTICC right here on KPSC Radio. We're coming to you live from the GEC Africa. And joining me now is Sanele Zondi, who is African Bank's Group Head Corporate Affairs. Welcome, sir. Thank you for making time to join us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you for having me. And hi to your listeners.
Awesome. All right. So to kickstart the conversation, just tell us about African Bank's role
Mm.
with the event that we're at now.
Okay, thank you very much. So African Bank is the platinum partner for the GEC Africa, which is the Global Entrepreneurship Congress taking place in here at the CTICC. This, I think it's important for me to state that this is obviously a global event. It's taking place across many countries across the world. Last year it took place in Australia, and this is the Africa leg that we are having here at the CTICC. So we African Bank is as part of our strategy Accelerate 25. We want to bank as many SMMEs as possible. So there were very clear synergies for us because it is basically the coming together of entrepreneurs across South Africa and across Africa. And there were very clear synergies for us from a partnership point of view to actually get involved as part of uh, um, the many activities that we've been engaged in over the last couple of weeks was having consumer education drives in townships across the country. We were in Limpopo, we've been in Pumalanga, just here in Cape Town. We visited Fishhook, we visited Kukuletu, where we're really engaging entrepreneurs and also creating awareness about this Congress, GEC Africa Congress taking place here in Africa. And lastly, we also have, as part of our Enterprise Supply Development Program, we've invited some of the entrepreneurs that SMMEs that we support, both financially and non-financially, who are here showcasing the amazing things that they are doing as part of their business offerings. So we are um, we are very clear in the synergies that we find. Hence, we've partnered with GEC Africa.
Awesome. And then overall, experience that you had
Mm.
being here, you spoke about this being the African. What are some of the differences that you're finding with you were in Australia? You said in
Mm.
Australia first, and
Mm.
now you're doing the Africa legs.
Mm.
What are some of the differences that you're finding? Are the problems or the struggles of the entrepreneurs in these different regions different? Do we have unique
Mm.
set of challenges that sponsorships and funding and
Mm.
platforms like this can speak to, or are we just having? Is it the same for you across the board?
So it's obviously not the same in that we obviously are in Africa, and our challenges are quite unique comparatively if you compare us with the rest of the world. But I can tell you now, the SMMEs, the entrepreneurs that that are showcasing at this Congress they've got some of the really the most amazing innovations and product offerings. We have people, for an example, that are in IT. We have people that are doing amazing things with fabric, who are designing, people that are in advertising and marketing. So you have uh, a variety of entrepreneurs that are showcasing their businesses at the conference. We do have, of course, access to finance. Comparatively, is not as straightforward as you would find it in, say, for an example, other well-established countries, which is why, as African Bank, who are then, coming in and filling the gap, and very intentionally wanting to empower businesses, especially businesses that are, you know, are founded by people from the township, people from rural, communities. Because for us, it speaks to our heritage. It speaks to who we are as African Bank. You would know that African Bank was actually founded by black entrepreneurs, pioneers, Dr. Sam Mutswanyane, founder, Dr. Richard Maponya, the late, also being a co-founder. And when they founded the bank, right, the intention was really to bank the unbanked at the time, because this was at the height of apartheid, and a lot of people from townships, they didn't have access to finance, to fund their businesses, to buy homes, to buy cars, and so they essentially founded the bank to bridge that gap, and were essentially just tapping into that heritage of filling the gap once again, uh, of assisting entrepreneurs, and providing both financial and non-financial support, and we incubate them in partnership with our 22 on Sloan, which is our incubating partner. So we are, as African Bank, who are playing our bit in building businesses, who in turn hopefully will create employment. We have a huge unemployment crisis in the country, and it's through these SMMEs that we can hopefully uh, not only impact them directly as business owners, but also they in turn impact the communities that they operate and conduct business, and in turn, of course, create employment to deal with the problems that we are confronting in this country.
Absolutely. That being like a bit of a crisis, of course, the unemployment and spaces like these. I think one of the goals of the Congress is with specific focus on job creation and innovation going hand in hand. So, in terms of just some highlights for us, for you guys as African Bank, over the 2 days, what are some of the highlights for you from being here? What you've seen, what you've experienced? Just a few, just to give us an idea.
Okay, so the Congress has been, from our point of view, has been hugely successful. You would know that we had the Deputy President giving a keynote just yesterday. We had our CEO of Business Banking, Mr. Zweli Manyati, who also spoke, and of course the Honorable Minister, Ms. Stella Dabene Abrahams. And if you look at the program, there are so many panels, right, dealing with a host of topics and themes across, be it social entrepreneurship. There's a panel dealing with that. Be it financing, there's a panel dealing with that. Be it access to markets, there's a panel dealing with that. Be it green energy, right? Green energy, there's a panel dealing with that. ICT. So there's a host of panels that are headlined by experts, people who have who've accumulated a vast experience over many years in the respective fields and the panels that they're headlining. So the key highlight definitely then would be just the rich discussions that are coming through in plenary, the rich discussions that are coming through in the breakaway sessions that we're having, and the opportunity for entrepreneurs to actually showcase their businesses. Remember, this is, I mean, just in the corner there, if you get inside, you have a business from Nigeria that is here showcasing, and then you have South Africans right next to that business from showcasing their own businesses. And what suddenly happens now is that there's information sharing, right? Suddenly our guys now, our local entrepreneurs in the South African context, now get exposed to potential investors, potential markets outside of South Africa, and I think there is really the intention of this Congress to create markets for our SMMEs, also create platforms for them to engage potential investors, and the like. So that is really, I think, for us, from our point of view, has been the success of um, of um, this Congress. Our SMMEs now, the SMMEs that we've invited, that we've brought here as African Bank, right? So they, number one, we've obviously provided them with the support. We've brought them here. Some of them are integrated in our supply chains within the business, but very importantly, them being here, they are able now to engage other people so that they can scale their businesses, and that for us is really the key. I think the key highlights. If you go to the exhibition area, um, so many people in the exhibition area, and people are just having conversations. People are talking about business. This is what is exactly what we wanted as African Bank, what we think South Africa needs. People discussing business and how to propel South Africa forward, create much needed employment, create thriving businesses, and importantly, scalable businesses.
Perfect. Definitely, I have definitely experienced what you're talking about. The floor is vibrant in that exhibition space, and we just want to thank you for your time, for coming to share with us a little bit about African Bank's contribution, and sharing your highlights and just giving us a bit more information about that. That is Usanele Zondi from African Bank, Group Head of Corporate Affairs. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you out there on the floor as you engage further.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you to your listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you.